All right, folks, coming to you from 4,200 feet in the hills of Oregon. We are here in the Wilson Knife Shop, and we are going to try and keep this brief, 5 minutes or less. We're talking again about tangs and tang length on hollow-handled survival knives. So this is a hollow-handled survival knife. You can find these at www.gearconvoy.com, along with a variety of other fantastic survival supplies and knives. Now, the point is this. I did a video explaining how the tang length and all this stuff works and why I have a shorter tang that goes in about an inch or so into the handle. The long story short is, number one, in a way, it's stronger, and number two, it gives you more storage space, okay? But I got a lot of questions over that video, and people are like, well, why don't you make it longer and so forth? Guys, here's the simplest way to look at this. Number one, and I'm not trying to be harsh about this, but this is science. Physics doesn't really care about your opinion or who you are or how much money you have or how popular you are or whatever else. The bottom line is physics is the best way to go, and material science is actually very handy as well, to find out what the actual facts are and what the facts and the physics involved in the situation, the discussion are. So look it up. I don't have time to go into it in this video, but look up the law of the lever if you're not familiar with it already. Very simple. And while it's not perfectly analogous to what we're doing right here today, a lot of it does fit very well. So here's the point. This is, on this one, okay, we got this one here. If the tang only goes in about here, about an inch or so, you're actually giving this handle, which is locked on here very well mechanically. All those tests I've done where I'm beating on the knives and everything, there's no epoxy involved in that. That is just the mechanical joint of that knife. The epoxy just kind of keeps things from ever moving and makes it all watertight. So if epoxy is a large part of your plan to lock the knife in place, I'm just saying mechanical joints are better. The epoxy helps give some added benefit, but epoxy, like all adhesives, it breaks down over time. So anyway, may not be a big enough deal, not perfectly analogous again to the other discussion, but let's keep moving. So the bottom line is, with doing it this way, we can fit more stuff. If you've only got 1.5 inches or 2 inches of storage space, this is a standard Strike Anywhere match. They're 2 1/4. That fits easily. In fact, to give you an idea, that's how much space we have there. Now, if you subtract the space for the cap, right there, the threads, you've still got a little over right at 3 inches of usable storage space. With that, we can put in matches. This is a Victorinox Swiss Army Classic. No problem, and you can fit more gear in that: glow sticks, flashlights, cordage, whatever else. Now, let's get to the point I'm trying to make today. I don't have time to make two completely identical knife tangs of different lengths and get them hardened, so we're going to use stainless steel bolts. Okay, these are marked at just below 2 inches, and then right at or just below 1 inch, which is what my tang will be. We'll test mine first. Okay, these are both unaltered bolts, stainless steel, not hardened steel, but again, there's going to be a very similar overlap in the actual results. Will it be perfectly identical? No, but you're going to see very quickly what I'm getting at. Let's lock this into the vise. Boom, right there. Everything below the vise doesn't matter, okay? Because it's just free floating. That free floating steel is not, so the longer bolt, what I'm trying to get at, will make a difference. Ironically, that's the same thing in a hollow handle knife. If the tang goes all the way out to here, it doesn't matter because the stress is going to be right at that joint where it flexes, okay? That's where all of your stress is going to be located in a bend test. In beating tests and other things, who knows? But really, if you go by that way, why not make the tang 4 inches long and give yourself a 1/2 inch of space? Or why not make the tang go 3 feet past the handle if it makes it stronger? It doesn't. Physics is what's going to make this work. Okay, so there we go. This fits perfectly into this handle here, and I should be able to flex this. Let me move my coffee here. All right. Okay, so still, and the reason this is important is you're going to see in a minute. Okay. We did get a bend in that, as you can see. Okay. There's definitely a bend. Now, remember that visual from right there, and ask yourself, what would you rather bend? Do you see where this is going, guys? It's physics. Would you rather bend that little stub sticking up or this thing? Both of the knives will still be plenty strong, probably, if everything else is done right. But that extra length is not going to do anything to make it stronger because the force is all focused right there. Okay? See how easy that is? Look at that. I didn't have to try. And look at that. We can keep going. I'm not even going to get into it. There, that's one-handed. Okay? It's science, bro. So that's the point. I'm not trying to pick on any particular knife or whatever else, but the longer tang is not making the knife inherently stronger for like a bend test or for a batoning or whatever else. That's not where the stresses are focused in actual use. So there you go. Do with that information what you will. If anybody proves me wrong, and you're welcome to try, and I mean that sincerely, if you prove me wrong and correct me, you have done me a favor. I'm not saying I'm infallible. I am not. But this is all backed up and supported by years of testing and use of these knives. So do your own tests. If you prove me wrong, then you've done me a favor. I'm looking forward to it. And there is, I guess, the challenge. I've thrown down the gauntlet. So prove me wrong. Thanks, folks. Have a great day, and stay safe out there, folks.